Good evening, folks. This is Andy Pedraza with Special Effects Academy. We're on the start of the week session in the Forex trading room for January 24th, 2021. We will be going through our regular agenda. We'll take a look at the prior week's results, our currency strength meter, fundamental announcements scheduled for this week, a look at the major pairs on the dailies, any setups we see in progress, and a few words in conclusion. Starting with the ledger, we've had actually nothing, no change in the long-term account. We still have the same three trades open and they're holding steady. So no change here. On the intermediate, same story, no trades opened, no trades closed. We're hanging on to our open trades and well, we're expecting great things. Short-term ledger, completely different story. Again, it is short-term, so we have been in and out of trades. We've got three trades open right now, which are new. We were up for the week, actually significantly up for the week. We closed out the euro-dollar long early in the week. Took a nice chunk of profit, close to 200 pips. I think that was the only trade that closed, and we did re-enter that trade towards the end of the week. So we have three trades open: USD Swiss, USD JPY, Euro Dollar. All three of them were trading into dollar weakness. Notes and opportunities for improvement: US and pound pairs are trending. So we're seeing some nice movement on both of these currencies, and looks like it's the beginning of a trend. Hopefully the beginning of a trend. Trends are wonderful for trading. Makes life very simple. The dollar continues at multi-year lows, and COVID developments and the U.S. economy are top of the deck when it comes to impact on the market. Relative strength meter for the week and month, if I may direct your attention to the columns on the right. On the monthly, we see that the biggest movers have been the metals. We have silver down 4.37% for the month, gold 2.55% down for the month. But last week was a nice recovery for both of these. Silver was up almost 3% and gold 1.5%. The only other big movements throughout the week were Euro CAD, almost 1%, and then Euro Dollar, 0.75%, and then we start just going down into lower movement. So volatility remains high across certain currencies, but certainly not across the entire market. That is it for the RSM. Fundamental announcements for the week. We've got a busy Wednesday. Tomorrow night into Tuesday morning, we have the ILO unemployment rate out of the UK, 2 in the morning Eastern time. And on Wednesday, all at the same time, 2 p.m., we have the FOMC press conference, the Fed's monetary policy statement, and the Fed interest rate decision. So we will be trading live on those two occasions. With that, we move into the charts. Commodities, oil continues to slowly rise, or at least hold steady at the very top. I think it got all the way up to 54 last week at some point and remains nicely above 50 as the week ended. We're seeing a nice recovery, and with the Keystone Pipeline being arbitrarily shut down by President Biden, oil is almost guaranteed to continue to go up. Looking at the currencies now, the euro dollar. So, and we're going to see this on pretty much all the dollar pairs. The prior week was good for the dollar. We saw a little bit of dollar recovery, but this week that just ended, we saw it move once again in the opposite direction. So we're seeing the dollar lose ground to all the other currencies pretty much. We'll check all the charts, but we're looking at another possible attack on the top for the euro dollar. And that alone is going to give us at least 200 pips if it continues playing out. And of course, very likely it will go beyond the top. Pound dollar hit the top, kept going, and then on Friday retrace slumped back down to just below that top level of resistance. But look at that trend. That thing is moving in one direction. So we're looking at a breakout on the pound dollar as well, very imminent. USD/JPY continues coming down into dollar weakness quite steadily. It is respecting that trend line, so it's been hit multiple times but never actually pierced, and it continues dropping. It's still significantly above the bottom, so there's a nice potential there for some quick gains. And of course, as with the other pairs, we do expect it to keep going. USD Canadian, same thing, testing the bottommost level of support on Friday retrace. It climbed back up to the trend line, but never got beyond that, and it is still in a very long running bearish pattern. USD Swiss, not as steady a bearish pattern, but it is nonetheless. It just went sideways for a long period of time, which ended around November of last year, after which it resumed dropping, made a new bottom, climbed back up to the trend line, and is now turning around to another test of that bottom level of support. Another one we're tracking quite eagerly, since there is a good potential, not just for the gains if it tests support, but for it to keep going. Aussie dollar is slagging as of the last couple of weeks. It's just gone sideways and has not attempted to break the top of the chart in about 3 weeks now. So we are looking at a very good possibility of it breaking out above again. The Aussie has been doing well in the last at least a year since it bottomed out. Probably 9 months, but close enough to a year since it bottomed out, and it has been climbing steadily since. It's made a new high, and again, with the dollar bearishness we expect out of the market, this thing has the potential to just keep going. And same can be said of the Kiwi dollar, which did a much steeper retrace in the last 3 weeks, and then last week started recovering again and heading towards the top. Another one that looks to be a good potential for a quick gain on a resistance test and a high likelihood of it continuing. That's it for the dollar pairs. Aussie Canadian still very near the top, but not looking like it's going to break, at least not yet. More sideways movement than anything else. Euro Swiss, we've been ignoring. It's in a long running sideways pattern. Until it breaks out of that, there's really not much to be done here. Euro pound tested the middle level, not the bottom, but the middle level of support. That tested, broke it, and then ended Friday above again. So not a confirmed breakout, and we're still looking to see whether it will break out or it will bounce back up towards the Kumo or beyond towards the top of the channel. This is another one that's in the sideways channel, but a very wide one that still gives us good potential for gains. And of course, eventually it will break out of the channel and give us even more potential. Euro JPY, very near the top of the chart, also looking for a possibility of a breakout, but a higher likelihood, especially after that deep retrace, is that there will be a correction and the yen may overtake the euro for a while. Not sure if that's going to be days, weeks, or months, but I think the JPY is overdue for some correction. Euro Canadian sideways pattern as well, and it hit the bottom of the channel last week, and then Thursday, Friday did a massive retrace to actually end up the week higher than it began. So it was a bearish week altogether until Friday, when it broke past the opening for the week and cleared into the next level of resistance. Pound JPY, another one that seems poised for a breakout. Of course, as I said, the yen may be overdue for a correction as well. So the jury is out on this one. If it breaks the top, buy it. If it bounces, sell it. It's really sometimes that simple. Aussie JPY, another one at the top, and the same caveat here. I think the yen is overdue for a little bit of strength, but the Aussie is going strong as well. So this may be a very interesting fight to watch as it happens. Same as with the other ones. If it breaks the top, buy it. If it bounces, sell it. Euro New Zealand, testing support at the very bottom. I think this one has some pretty good potential to keep going another 3, 4, maybe 500 pips towards the bottom. So we'll see if it does break that level of support. And if it bounces, we'll trade it in the opposite direction. This is one of those, and many of them fit this bill, but I'm completely agnostic. I really don't care which way it moves. I just like it because it tends to move very briskly when it gets going. Pound Canadian, top of a sideways channel. We're waiting for the breakout, and it does look to be imminent. We're already trading this one up. We're carrying profit. We're looking for more. Pound Swiss, another one at the top of a sideways channel at a very, very strong level of resistance. If it clears that level, the sky is the limit. This one could go up 1,000 pips easily on a pound correction. And same can be said for the pound Aussie. It's at the very bottom of the chart. You've seen all the other pound pairs have been recovering, have been going in the pound's favor for quite a while now. The pound Aussie has not. It's still at the extreme level of pound weakness against the Aussie. And I think this one, more so than anything else, even the yen, this chart is overdue for a correction, which would take it anywhere from the next couple of levels of resistance to all the way to the top or even beyond. We're already trading this one on a couple of the accounts. One of them is carrying or was carrying about 100 pips when the market closed on Friday. The other one, an older trade, was still slightly negative, but also much recovered. I think out of all the charts we've looked at, the one I like the most for potential is this one. If it goes anywhere from the middle to the top of the chart, the gains are just phenomenal. So keep this one on your radar. That's it for the charts, setups we see in progress. The pound pairs, I think I've said it already in the session. The pound is showing strong signs of recovery. If that continues, there's going to be a lot of good potential there. The dollar pairs, the dollar looks to be entering a major bearish cycle. The reasons are obvious for that. But of course, the market is not necessarily rational, or at least it's not rational all the time. So keep a close eye. Keep looking at the news cycle, see what comes out, see how the market reacts to President Biden's pronouncements. But if nothing changes, I think we're in for easily a 500 pip move on the dollar into dollar weakness. Australian pairs, they're at an extreme point, as I also mentioned. We're looking for a breakout or a bounce. Either one is probably bound to happen pretty soon. Japanese pairs, the yen is finding support at last and may swing around to bullish. If we pair that with the dollar, which is going into weakness, then the USD JPY is probably one of the better charts to be trading if we're trading the dollar. And on the yen itself, the Euro JPY, as I mentioned, has a lot of ground to cover if there is a correction. We're already in that trade. We're looking for a confirmed break of support for it to just keep going towards the bottom. Last but not least, the Canadian pairs. The CAD is another currency that has found support and may be readying to move back into strength. The market moves in cycles. A major currency, we're not talking about crap like the Venezuelan bolivar or some of the other currencies out there that aren't worth a penny. But the major currencies, the 8 that we're trading most of the time, they go in cycles. They can only get so weak before they start correct opposite direction, or so strong before they start weakening. Just goes in very, very long running cycles. The key to trading successfully is to catch these cycles, identify where we're at, and trade accordingly. So that's it for the setups we see right now. And words in conclusion, and I think I already started this early in my last sentence, but trending in the market is one of the best things we can hope for. And we do seem to be entering a trading period. Make sure you take advantage of it, but do it safely. Follow the process. This is not the time to be taking risky bets. Instead, take rational trades. This is why one of the key analytical skills a trader must have is being able to identify what kind of market we're in and trade it accordingly. The trend is going to be your friend until the end. All trends end at some point, and then what do? Start trading in the opposite direction. That's it for me this session. Thank you for being here with us. Do I have any comments or questions from anyone? Okay, folks, thank you very much. That's a wrap. I will talk to you later this week. Those of you who are subscribers, check your email. You will be getting a recording soon and the schedule for the week. Thank you very much.